Beneath the city lights, in the quiet, sun-drenched village of Omochieze, life was a slow rhythm of survival for the villagers. 12-year-old Adaeze was the first daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Okoye, who are poor farmers that ate from the same soil they tilled. She was bright, too bright for her world. Her teachers often praised her, saying she had the mind of someone destined for more. But poverty doesn't listen to dreams. She attends the community primary school during the week and helps her parents on the farm during weekends. One day, a sleek black SUV rumbled into the village, raising dust and curiosity. Inside was Madame Clara, a woman wrapped in luxury, from her polished nails to her gold-plated smile. She claimed to run a charity organization in Lagos, helping poor girls get educated while assisting her with minor house chores. She spotted Adaeze at the stream while she was inspecting a land she just bought in the village. While Adaeze was struggling to carry a heavy keg of water, Madame Clara saw what she was looking for in her: innocence and vulnerability. Madame Clara approached Adaeze and asked about her name and her house address. That evening, Madame Clara went to Adaeze's parents. "She will go to school. I will treat her like my own child. You will be proud of her," she told Adaeze's parents. Blinded by her polished accent and promises, Adaeze's parents knelt and thanked her sincerely. 2 days later, Madame Clara drove into Adaeze's parents' compound to pick her up to the city. Adaeze's parents wept with gratitude and waved as the car disappeared down the dusty road with their daughter inside. But Lagos was not a land of hope. Adaeze was never enrolled in any school. She woke up before dawn to sweep, wash, cook, and then hawk groundnuts from morning till late at night. Her feet blistered, her voice hoarse from shouting, "Buy groundnuts, buy your fresh sweet groundnut," on the chaotic streets of Lagos. One day, Madame Clara traveled with her 2 sons, leaving Adaeze and her husband alone at home. That night, Madame Clara's husband ordered Adaeze to lie down on the bed. With fear all over her, she laid on the bed and the man pounced on her. He forcefully penetrated her and took her innocence. All Adaeze's cry of daddy please" fell on deaf ears. The man went in and out of her till he had satisfied his desires, leaving her drenched in a pool of her own blood. The horror continued every night. Clara's husband will call her into his bedroom with a whisper that chilled her spine. Her body became a battleground. Every night, the man will force himself into her. One night, Adaeze summoned courage and told him, "I will tell mommy when she comes back." Madame Clara's husband pounced on her and beat her to a near-death state. He warned her that if she tells his wife, he will kill her and feed her body to their security dogs, and her parents will never see her again. After hawking groundnut from morning till night, Adaeze will be scared to go home because of Clara's husband. Sometimes The man will beat her for coming home late, stab her, and will still have his way with her. One night, while she was sitting in an incompleted building with her tray of granite on the floor and thinking about her life, with tears rolling down her cheeks, two men walked in on her and asked her what she was doing there by this time of the night. She was afraid and told them, "Sorry, sir." She wanted to carry her tray of granite, and one of the guy held her from behind, pinned her to the ground, and the other guy had his way with her. They both took turn on her. All her screams and pleas fell on deaf ears. She begged, she bled, she cried. No one heard her. When Madame Clara returned with her two boys, she noticed some changes in Adaeze, but she didn't bother because she is not her child. Adaeze continued her daily routine of waking up daily by 3 a.m. to cook the groundnut, wash plates, sweep, and do other house chores before every other member of the family will wake up. One morning, Adaeze went to Madame Clara's eldest son's room to wake him up to prepare for school. The 18-year-old boy dragged Adaeze to the bed, used one of his hands to cover her mouth, and forced himself into her. Adaeze did not struggle. She did not scream or shout while the boy was at it. She just lay there on the bed with tears rolling down her eyes. This is the reality she finds herself in. She is now used to this life. She is now used to men taking advantage of her innocence. Madame Clara's husband and one of his sons do take turn on Adaeze almost every night. Months pass by and her suffering continues. Her body shrank from hunger. Her clothes barely hung on her thin frame. Her eyes were hollow. Then the worst happened. Her belly began to swell. Clara flew into a rage. "You want to disgrace me, you this dirty, stupid thing. So you are pregnant at age 13. You are a disgrace to every girl child out there," she screamed. "Go in there, pack your rags, and get out of my house," she charged. Adaeze could only but beg and cry. But Madame Clara was not having it. She threw her out in the rain, barefooted and shaking, with nothing but her swollen stomach and the cold city air of Lagos. Adaeze wandered, slept on pavement, begged for food, hiding her shame under a torn wrapper. People passed her by like trash until one morning, as she lay coiled near a gutter, weak and bleeding, she was spotted by Mrs. Olufunke Adeboye, a nurse on her way to work. Mrs. Adeboye stopped. She knelt beside her. "My God, child, who did this to you?" She stopped a taxi and rushed Adaeze to the hospital. The child was barely breathing. The baby, premature, was born that same night but died minutes after birth. Adaeze wailed like an injured animal. It was not just the baby that died, it was every hope she ever had. She spent weeks in the hospital, recovering slowly. Mrs. Adeboye visited every day, brought her food, clothes, and finally a listening ear. Adaeze told her everything. Mrs. Adeboye cried as she listens to Adaeze's story. She contacted a local NGO for trafficked children. A case was opened. Madame Clara, her husband, and her eldest son were eventually arrested. But Adaeze, oh Adaeze, still struggled to smile. The world had carved scars into her soul, but Mrs. Adeboye didn't give up on her. She enrolled Adaeze in therapy, put her in school, bought her her first proper shoes, On Adaeze's first day in her new school, she stood outside the school gate, holding her books tightly. The sun was rising, and maybe, just maybe, so was she.